Hello, everyone. This is, I guess we can call it like a little bit of a follow-up to the reading that I did yesterday for the Karen Reed verdict. I'm feeling called to use this particular deck. It's the Arrow. And as I was like sitting here kind of preparing for the reading, there's some significance in this deck, okay? Because this is the deck that essentially it shows the picture after what the original tarot card would be. Let me show you. So, I think I realized why I just felt called to grab these boxes. The before tarot is just the queen sitting by herself. Let me go see what that noise is. 1 second. Okay. So you know how during the trial there was the sound of the fire bells or whistles, whatever, when what's his name was testifying? And then in the reading that I did yesterday, a lot of you were hearing like the voices and static and stuff in the background. And now I'm starting this reading with the before and after, and there's two random, I guess, power company guys outside working on a pole, like in my driveway, not like in the street, in my driveway. So like literally right outside my office window. I didn't call them or anything. Like I guess they're here for maintenance or something. But it made me think of like the fire whistle was pointing out, like pointing to someone, like this is important. Listen to what this person's saying. So I'm gonna do a reading on when those bells and whistles happened. But so they are working on an electrical pole. Okay, hold on. We're gonna get back into this in a second. They're working on an electrical pole unexpectedly right outside of my house. Literally started as soon as I went to start this reading. I have 3 cards from John. What's the reference? Medical emergency in reverse. Mental health in reverse. Conspiracy theory. Is it fair to say that the construction noises, the working on the pole, that makes me think power grid, okay? So when you need to, I know this because my boyfriend works in that industry. When there's a power outage and you need to redirect. What's happening? When when there's a power outage, and as I'm saying this, I'm seeing them across the street now, they just left. When there's a power outage, you need to redirect where the power is going to. Like, if this house is out, you have to redirect the power so that house isn't out while you work on it. That's the reference I'm getting here. People are starting to get very worried, and you're starting to see their stress externally of how they're feeling internally, because this conspiracy theory is in the video that I watched this morning. I think it was News Nation. They kept referencing it as a conspiracy theory about Karen's potential innocence. Um, so what I'm getting from all of that is there is a redirection of who has the power, and those who were previously sitting pretty before trial, now that it's after the trial, okay? And notice about these, this is one woman by herself, the Queen of Wands, so the drama, okay? And then on the after tarot, which is the deck that I'm using, they're together, Two of Cups. Is it fair to say that all of that was a interesting way for John to get the message across of the people who were sitting pretty behind the scenes before now are getting very worried about what people view as a potential conspiracy actually coming forth with some kind of foundation of facts or proof or evidence of murder. Yes. Okay. This is an energy reading. It's all alleged, my opinion, not facts. So I just wanted to show you that. Apparently, John wanted to show you also. Okay. I have a list of questions from Nicole and Cassie that we're going to be looking into here. Let's get started. What is the energy around Trooper Proctor losing his job? Let's do his energy, and then let's do the energy that caused that to be the conclusion that they came to. So what is Proctor's energy around Proctor himself losing his job? Hierophant strength. Six of Wands in reverse. Oh my gosh. I still feel part of the Brotherhood here. There's an attempt or a plan to help me overcome something that I'm dealing with privately. So the message here is, how does Proctor feel about him, what's happening with his job position? Would it be fair to say that he feels like he's being taken down or hidden or put somewhere in an attempt to try and de-escalate or protect him in some way? Three of Cups in reverse. Page of Wands in reverse. Self-exploration away from the group. So it's almost like if I was Proctor, I may say something along the lines, allegedly, of, I feel as though there's some semblance of protection why I'm being moved or removed. But really what I feel is that they're trying to protect those who were associated with me by getting me out of the picture. King of Wands in reverse, because I abused my power. And I was a male body part head. Okay. How do I word this? Those whoever it is that was in charge of saying, okay, this is what we're going to do with Proctor. We're going to move him, take him, demote him, whatever is going on. Those who were in charge of that decision, what went in to that decision? I'm going to do 4 tarot and I'm going to do clarifiers and we'll do a flip over. Okay, well, those wanted to flip over. Oh, we got all 4. Okay. Interesting. So, secret in reverse, air travel, embezzlement, and marriage in reverse. So, secret being exposed, the Fool in reverse, secrets being exposed about what previously was held back or contained or not seen publicly, flight, air travel. 9 of Wands. Someone's trying to hide their own movement as a form of protection. Embezzlement. Four of Wands in reverse. Money exchanging hands inside of that house. This is the environment of the home flipped upside down. So money exchanging hands, being hidden in a suit pocket by the wealthy, by the powerful, right? Money exchanging hands inside of that house as it's being turned upside down. Marriage, wedding, ceremony in reverse. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. So marriage, wedding, ceremony in reverse, not Karen, not waiting around. So to me, this is Karen drops me and leaves. People now are trying to cover their own movement or make her movement fit into their narrative. trying to protect those who money exchanged hands between inside of when that house was turned upside down. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Seven of Cups in reverse. Clarity about who's being protected by the money exchanging hands, and it's someone younger, allegedly, my opinion. Okay. Wait, did we answer the question? How did those who make the decision feel? So those who made the decision feel, is it fair to say that those who made the decision about Proctor feel as though there's clearly things that are being hidden that happened within that house to protect people, and they can't have Proctor being the one to be on the forefront of investigating that? There's that same card. So usually with this 10 of Wands, it's someone up that's holding and carrying a burden. But since it's the after tarot, the burden has been put down. He's sitting down. He's defeated with this burden. And then this is in reverse. So there's no time to waste. The time is now to put down a burden. To me, this is those who made the decision about Proctor feel as though there's going to be pushes towards the truth, almost like the public not going to let this go. And even on News Nation this morning, I heard them kind of referencing what I got in the reading, that if they're going to bring this back to trial, they're going to have to fill in the blanks of what didn't go right the first time. And it feels like, I guess I'd word it as, it feels like whoever made the decision about Proctor does believe that there's stuff that he intentionally hid. And it feels like that's what went into their decision. Power supply in reverse. That's why they took away his power or demoted his power. Okay. How does John O'Keefe's brother feel? How does John's brother feel? Six of Swords in reverse. I feel stuck. And you know what's interesting is typically, again, in the regular tarot, this boat is not right up against the shoreline here, and this person is not here, okay? Usually this boat is in the middle of the body of water heading towards shore, but since this is after tarot, it's the scene after, it's showing us this boat has gotten to shore, but I'm still stuck. So we have a response, we have a verdict, we have an answer, and I still don't feel like I'm any further along in my healing. I feel like these pictures are see how the cloaked person there, and look, the person's holding, oh, the person's holding a child there. John's brother really wants answers for John's niece and nephew. It says niece and nephew, right? The children that he was raising. Because this would be this is like, I don't have the answers to give these kids. I want to give these kids answers and I don't have answers. Or I want to help the kids heal and I'm not healed myself because I feel stuck. And then the Fool, usually he's up on the ledge again, but after tarot, he's hanging on the ledge. This to me depicts how the brother's feeling. I feel like I'm hanging on the edge, about to fall at any moment, because I need to give these kids answers, or I need to give these kids closure, and I don't have it to give them because I don't have the answers from the trial. Two more cards from John about your brother. Three of Pentacles. A teammate that he trusts to help, I just want to say, sort through his affairs in the 3D, not affairs like cheating, affairs like things to take care of the children, etc. Empress in reverse. Why? Oh. I would say if I'm John describing what I see in my brother right now, I would say something along the lines of he's very frustrated, he's very at his wit's end, feeling like he's hanging on the edge because he really wants to give closure and answers to the children and help them heal. But how do you help someone heal when you yourself feel like you're on the edge of a breakdown at every moment? There's a lot of anger when it comes to not having the answers because we went through all this and we should have answers by now, or a conclusion by now. And I would word this as he's someone that I trust to take care of everything in the 3D, but he is really not taking care of himself. He's so focused on taking care of what he needs to take care of for me that he's left himself on the back burner, and it's starting to get into a state of self-depletion, um, where if somehow, some way John's brother was seeing this, I feel like John would be encouraging you to really focus on making sure you're okay because you can't care for everybody else if you're not well. Um, it feels like a lot of emotional suppression is weighing very heavily on him right now. Yeah, Queen of Wands in reverse. He doesn't want other people to have to carry how he's feeling because he knows there other people are going through it too. Um, I do pick up on anger at Karen though. So I didn't watch enough to know where he stands, but I do pick up on anger at Karen. But it's almost like I'm angry not just at Karen, I'm angry at the fact that there's still no answers, which seems obvious, but like I would say an erratic change of scenery of the mind. 1 minute I'm over here, 1 minute I'm over there. I don't know how I feel, but I'm exhausted, is really how I'd word that. Hold on 1 second. Let me pause this 1 second. Okay. That was 5 of Wands with Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I take that to mean that I don't know how to word this. The brother is very focused on or thinking about often how and what they're going to do next with Karen in an attempt to take her down. Almost like I'm trying to choose in my mind if I want someone to pay or if I just want the truth, like the truth, which it feels like he wants the truth, but he also wants that closure so he can pass the closure on to those who otherwise need it besides him. Okay. Will any of the people who were present that night begin to turn on one another? 3 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles in reverse, and usually, again, this is after tarot, so it's the scene after. Usually he's sitting down working, okay? But he's not. He's done, and it's in reverse. So this is like a breaking of a commitment between friends, which is what I got in that reading yesterday, that they're going to start to turn on one another. Ace of Swords in reverse. The Empress in reverse. I take this to be Jen McCabe, almost like who gets turned on first is someone who's viewed as like the bottom of the group. I don't know if she's just not as close or if it's because she's a woman. I don't know, but it feels like when people start to turn, it's turning on certain things about her. Yeah, the moon, things that we don't know yet, or things that aren't publicly known yet, or things that the investigators don't know yet. It feels like when they start to turn, almost like the first one who turns on her, and then it's like we all scramble to make sure the finger doesn't flip to ourselves by turning on one another. So typically this is just one person standing here with the 2 of Wands, but there's 2 there together and they're looking at the world that they're holding in their hand between the 2 of them. It's almost like we start to turn on one another and then we form a little group inside of the bigger group and we try and stay safe while turning on those who are on the outside of it. And on the outside of it, I believe to be Jen. So maybe Jen and her husband would be on the outside of it. Um, Will there be another trial in John's death that is not Karen's trial? Will someone else eventually be on trial for John's death? Two of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. Interesting. They're head to head. They're head to head. They're blindfolded. I have Page of Pentacles here as well. That was representing the younger person I said before that people are trying to protect. Knight of Pentacles and Knight of Wands facing one another. Will there be another trial? Will there be another trial? I don't feel like there's another trial coming for his passing. I feel like there's potentially trials coming for other things. You know how, like, if they need to do something else so they have you and they can hold you? That's not, like, literally what I'm saying, but that's the example I'm getting. It's almost like, can we poke the bear and see if it can lead to this door opening? It does feel like there's something coming. Judgment in reverse, it doesn't feel like it's another trial, at least at this point yet. Not for the death. Maybe it would be negligence. Maybe it would be failure to report. But it feels like there may be something like that, like a lesser version of something taken to avoid a bigger penalty. But it does feel like there is some kind of consequence that's going to be unfolding here. The Emperor and the Two of Wands. I'm wondering if it's a consequence that stays behind the scenes. And as I said that, I have Six of Wands in reverse, which would be private. The Emperor, the two of Wands feels like the two people who are protecting the one man and trying to figure out, how can we stay out in the world? How can we make this okay? What deals can we make here? I don't necessarily feel like it's for his passing, but I feel like there's something coming that's like a opening of the door. How far can we take this? We have to get something rolling. But I also feel like there's going to be either literal or attempts made at deals behind the scenes to get things re-silenced. Did LE take the MPH from Paul O'Keefe police report from the hit and run he was involved in 2020 and add it to John's accident report? I'm going to go with a no here. We have Eight of Swords, Five of Cups in reverse, and Page of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like that wouldn't have looked good for their narrative. Five of Cups in reverse. Well, in that case, things ended up being okay. And then Eight of Swords, we're going to block that. We're not going to go there, which is interesting because typically it's just the one person standing in the middle. But since it's after tarot, there's somebody else here to cut this person away, almost like it was mentioned or brought up and like, okay, let's leave that out because it's not going to look good for us, as in the prosecution. Will the Alberts and McCabe's turn on one another? Give me cards for the McCabe's. Manipulation, deceit, lack of communication, or untruthful communication. King of Swords in reverse. I'm pulling in some favors. I'm speaking to people I might not have spoke to in a long time, trying to rack in what favors are owed to me. And then this would be the Alberts. This would be the McCabe's. We're not on the same page as one another, but we're trying to put on a brave face. Will they turn on one another? I would say yes. We have 8 and 8 here. So as above, so below. It's almost like you scratch my back, I scratch yours. But if you're going to turn on me, I'm going to turn on you right back. This is walking away from something unfulfilling. But typically this girl isn't there. It's just the person typically walking away. It feels like Jen McCabe is the... I word this. When you have a BOMB and you pull the pin, it feels like she's the pin. that once it's pulled, everything's going to start to blow up. This is a breaking of a commitment or a lack of a commitment between the parties. So I do feel like they are going to start to turn on one another, almost like they have no other choice. One second. Someone's at my door. I don't know if you could hear the person knocking at the door, but someone just knocked at my door. They're here to look at the pool. But I was just talking about the Alberts and McCabe's potentially turning on one another about whether or not John made it into that house. The knock on the door would be John. 3 cards from John specifically about... Sorry, I just ran. 3 cards from John specifically about someone coming and knocking on the door here as I'm talking about the McCabe's and the Alberts turning on one another about whether or not John ever made it into that house. Okay, that's more than 3 cards, but I'm not going to argue. 5. Law enforcement in reverse. Mail in reverse. Outside, out in the open. Caught. Premeditated. Oh, I see why you wanted all 5 cards. Let me unpack this in my mind. What does John feel about someone coming to the door and knocking here as I'm referencing whether or not the 2 different families are going to turn on one another about whether or not John made it into the house? Law enforcement in reverse, mail in reverse. We don't want to get in trouble for who we're trying to protect. Outside, out in the open, we're going to start to speak, let things out that we've previously kept in, because this is like a wishing flower, because I hope to not end up in jail. Caught. If I don't air things out in the open, I'm going to get caught. Premeditated. This was too thought through. King of Wands in reverse. There's the male abusing his power. All right. Okay, let me go, now that they're here, let me go check on, make sure everything's good, because I just like ran because I wanted to get that out of my brain. So give me like 2 minutes, I'll be back. Okay. Will Paul be taking Karen to civil court still? He was heard and done with you yet to Karen. Let's word it like this. What did he mean with I'm not done with you yet? As in Paul to Karen. 5 of Pentacles, a lasting battle that you're facing. Ace of Pentacles. This gives me the energy of I'm going to make you spend time, energy, and money that you don't have. How do I word that differently? I'm going to try everything I can to get this to not end for you until you give up or run out of resources. Yeah, that's what I just said. Give up or run out of resources. Again, 10 of Wands, typically he's standing up, carrying the heavy burden. This is after tarot. He's sitting down. He's defeated. The burden's all over the ground, and he's holding on to one last one. This is how he wants to make it. I want to not give up on this, make you spend money, energy, time, whatever, until I get you in this state. So will he be taking Karen to civil court still? 10 of Pentacles. Judgment. I would say yes. There's something else. I would read that I'm not done with you yet as a promise and a threat. I do feel like that's something that he's planning on fully going through with, unless someone tells him to calm down with it, to spare those who could potentially be exposed through it, through the unraveling of it. Do I think that that's likely that someone's going to be like, hey, you need to chill, otherwise we're going to get caught up in this? Eight of Wands, King of Swords. I think that's possible, but I think it's more possible for someone to be like, "Hey, slow down. Let's do this the right way," instead of rushing just to get an answer, as opposed to being like, "Stop altogether." So I almost feel like someone else may be controlling the pace of it, and it may be a little bit more spread out or delayed than we would initially expect, but I do still feel like it's coming. Yeah, the Emperor in reverse. It's almost like he can't control himself. Like, I have to. I have to be right. I have to make a point. I have to XYZ, whatever his reasons are. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles in reverse, but not as quick as I would like, as in Paul. Did John ever find out about Karen and Brian Higgins? Queen of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. I'm hearing take it. Okay. Empress, Six of Swords in reverse, Justice. I would say yes. Almost like I knew, but I didn't have all the proof, but I knew there was something up. Two of Pentacles in reverse, Ten of Swords in reverse, Three of Cups, yeah. Almost like I knew, but I didn't fully know what to believe, or I didn't know the extent of it, or I was trying to figure out how to prove what I knew or believed that I knew. Yeah. I would say yes. There's something that he was aware of, but not sure the extent of. Especially with Justice upright, that would be like, I'm gonna pull a card to confirm what I'm about to say. If I was John giving Justice upright with Queen of Wands upright in that scenario, I may say something along the lines of, I just lost it. Even though I'm aware with proof now that she may not have been the best partner, it doesn't mean that I'm now saying that she's a murderer. Yeah, sad, emotional in reverse. Correct message getting across. Happy at how I relayed the message, I guess I'd say. Okay. Will firing Proctor affect any future trials pertaining to John O'Keefe's murder? Page of Cups in reverse, wanted to come out. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Moon in reverse. I would say yes, because as things mature and don't take turns in the best direction, there's going to be secrets that come to light here. And it doesn't feel like Proctor's the right one to be at the podium to unpack those things. Almost like he could get even more people in trouble based off of how he handles things. Yeah, Page of Swords in reverse. There's no way to defend against what will come out of this man's mouth. And there's certain things that need to be kept hidden for people to be protected, and they don't trust Proctor to not do something causes someone to pull on a string and have the whole thing unravel. Yep. Look, that's literally, I said pull on a string and have the whole thing unravel. Pull on this, and there comes the monster. So will firing him affect any future trials? Yes. But in what way? In what way will it affect future trials? Three of Wands in reverse, 10 of Wands in reverse, not having to worry about him being, this almost just came out like this, and I almost feel like it might be from John's energy, like his perspective on the situation, not having to worry about him being an idiot is how I'm getting that message. Yeah. Healing from battles that you shouldn't have to face. So fires that his mouth starts or his text message starts that they're not going to have to put out as much because he's not going to be at the podium. I would say, how would it affect future trials? It makes it easier for certain things to stay hidden, even though that I do feel like they're still going to come out. it's kind of giving like loose lips sink ships, but I said link, and link would be from the Idaho case, the one person behind the scenes that's calling the shots. What do we need to know about the person who's calling the shots behind the scenes and what their intention is for future trials once Proctor's removed? Why, like from their perspective, I'm removing you so I don't have to deal with this in future trials. So someone behind the scenes. Communication in reverse. So he doesn't open his mouth. We can't control what you say. Good, correct, in reverse. Danger. To avoid danger. What is the person behind the scenes worried about that removing Proctor lessens the likelihood of? Incorrect information that could pose a danger to those around. Is that correct? Rival competition in reverse. We don't want that fight. We don't want that battle. He's starting battles that we don't need to necessarily fight right now. As in the person behind the scenes that made the decision about Proctor and how they hope to affect future trials. So they hope that with him not being in that position, he won't say stuff that they'll then have to figure out a way to defend against, aka the text messages and stuff like that. Okay. Why did no one come and speak on Karen's behalf during the trial as in character witnesses? Six of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Hermit in reverse. Something's holding me back. See how here typically the pentacle is in the Queen's lap, but because again it's the after tarot, she's holding it up and looking at herself in it. I take this to mean people saw Karen's true colors and didn't necessarily want to. The Hermit's reverse. So like I might not think she's a murderer, but I also don't want to defend her character or get up there and be put in a position where what? Ace of Swords in reverse, where I have to lie. Because if I'm going to get up there and defend your character because I don't think you're a murderer, is that going to make me have to be like, oh no, she's great, she's better than she is? Otherwise, it's just going to go against her, right? So like, it feels like that. Even those who didn't believe that she was a murderer also didn't want to put themselves in a position to be questioned about her character, because it feels like there's things that they would have had to lie about or avoid the truth of, so that there wasn't issues coming from them looking untruthful. They're knocking on the door. 1 second. So they left, but I just realized my computer's almost dead. So 1 more second. Sorry. Okay, so sorry about that. Everyone has left and my computer is plugged in. So those who did not testify on Karen's behalf with character testimony, it feels like I could defend against what I think you didn't do in this instance, and I can give my testimony, but if I get cross-examined, I don't know if I can stand up with the truth to things that will be thrown at me about you, as in Karen. Does that make sense? Yeah, Three of Pentacles, Four of Swords. The team decided we're going to sit this one out. And it's interesting because usually, again, after tarot, usually it's just this person that's lying here, right? Because it's after tarot, there's another person here. So it's like they kind of had to stand there and really witness this happen. But see how this person's in like a gold or a yellow, almost like they're being preserved. And then this person's, oh, we got preserved in the other reading. And then this person's still like in color lively, right? So it's like almost like forced to watch a sinking ship is kind of the feeling I'm getting. So I guess to kind of really directly answer the question, why did they not? It just feels like I don't know if this was, like, under advisement of counsel or just on their own conscience, almost like, I feel like if I really get questioned about your character, it may make things go worse for you. Not in my testimony, but when I'm cross-examined. So, that's what I'm getting there. So we were just talking about Karen's people not testifying on her behalf when I got the other knock at the door, and that was for them leaving. So they were leaving, knock on the door, we're leaving. Why did people not testify for Karen? Why did they choose to stay away and leave? What does John want to say about that? Let's do 3 cards. Healing, recovery, alignment. Hidden network, love in reverse, revenge in reverse. Oh. Also, those who chose to remain unseen or unheard were scared, opposite of love is fear, of retaliation or revenge. They chose to stay out of it for healing and alignment. Is that fair to say? Oh. Almost like a feeling of I can't afford the fear that I'll be feeling if I put myself out there in that way. I don't know if that's like security. I don't know if that's paparazzi. Almost like I'm trying to avoid that fear. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid that. So not necessarily feeling like anyone's going to come and do anything harmful to them, but more of I'm scared of the public's reaction. I'm scared of people giving me a hard time. I'm scared of not being left alone. That feels to be what it is. In combination with if I get cross-examined, I might make you look bad if I have to tell the truth. Allegedly, my opinion. Will Morrissey suffer any consequences for his role in the crime and cover up? Will he suffer any consequences for his role? There's King of Wands in reverse, Ace of Wands in reverse, Eight of Pentacles in reverse, Eight of Swords. Will he suffer any consequences? Who is Morrissey? Hold on. A district attorney. Okay, that helps this make. There's a potential lessening of responsibility, taking away something, or maybe like a moving around of responsibilities. It doesn't feel like consequences as in legal ramifications. It feels like behind the scenes, you're getting some kind of not even like a slap on the wrist, more like we're reeling you in to let you know that we know something, it feels like, but not external ramifications. It doesn't feel. This is like it doesn't make it out to the public. Doesn't make it out to the public. A Knight of Pentacles in reverse, someone that should be able to be trusted but is untrustworthy. It feels to me like what this means is someone behind the scenes is helping to cover up a lot of what Morrissey would get in trouble for if he were to get in trouble. Can't confirm. Can't confirm what? You don't know what you don't know. So how do I word this? If I'm protecting you behind the scenes by helping to get rid of certain things, certain missteps, but we aren't necessarily connected. It's almost like certain things have disappeared because I'm someone that's higher up than you, as in whoever this is. If there's no connection formed between the two of us, I can get rid of certain things that would help you not get in trouble. But I also am going to take some kind of payment of some sort, not payment, but like the switching of responsibilities or the lessening of something. That's like whoever the higher up that's getting rid of certain things is, that's that person saying to Morrissey, look at the power I have, don't mess up again, or it's all going to go. Don't put us follow the money in reverse, deleting the trail between where things are going. I said if there's no connection between that higher up person and Morrissey, it's like things could just disappear and, oh, well, it must have never been there because you don't know what you don't know if you don't know it was there, if that makes sense. Can I have a confirmation from John if I'm understanding that correctly? Murder in reverse. Oh, what they're covering up is what they know about the murder. What did they know about the murder that, how do I word this? What did they know about the murder that they need to cover so that Morrissey does not get in trouble for something? That they solved it. Solved. They know what happened. So if they know what happened and they need to hide what they know so that Morrissey does not get in trouble, would it be fair to say that they know that Karen did not do this? Anger, rage in reverse. They're saying that she did it out of anger and rage, and that's reversed. Okay. Had more questions. One second. Oh, wait, I don't think I had any more questions. That's it. Okay. All right, since we did all that, let's end right now, and I may jump back into more of this later, but so let's end now with, what does John want to end this with, I guess? Oh, that all fell. Just going to do 2 rows of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Drugs and poison, thief in reverse, distraction, digital in reverse, alive. Drugs and poison, thief in reverse, giving someone enough time to meet their own demise, distracting everyone, hiding things that need to be hidden digitally, or even with digital in reverse, so like physical. How do I word this that doesn't just sound weird? John would like to end the message saying that there's certain things that are about to come to the surface around what people, social media, had already been talking about, specifically about what was hidden from the phones. It feels like that is going to be something that's in major focus. The digital evidence and lack thereof, what's missing from it, is going to be coming up in focus because there's going to be a major push towards that from either the media or the public. I don't know if this is like public requests for certain information now that we have a mistrial, but it feels like there's a push to get back things that they were trying to distract us away from the fact that they did not have. So we don't have this, but look over here at what she's doing wrong so you don't focus on this. It feels like what they wanted us to not focus on is coming back to the surface, and it's what everyone's already been talking about. Water under Thief in reverse, bringing something back into flow like it should have been originally. Perversion, distraction. I said, look at what she's doing. So you hear this would get your attention, right? It's almost like they're trying to make Karen seem like something you can't look away from, so you don't look at what's missing from the other side. Digital in reverse, freedom in reverse. People people kept things digitally and physically hidden so that they did not lose their freedom. And then alive with fear. Those who are still alive that have not faced consequences yet are very afraid of this information coming out that was previously hidden, because you'll be able to soon see a lot more clearly how they want it to paint Karen in a certain light specifically so that you did not look at what was missing, that now it's almost like we got away with letting this stuff be missing the first time, but we didn't come to a conclusion in trial. It's a mistrial. So people want answers, and or if we go back to another trial, we're going to have to fill in the blanks of what didn't go right the first time. And it feels like that is what John is referencing, that they are very afraid right now. 2 cards. Stranger. Assassination, murder for hire. Is it fair to say that all of this is saying that everyone is very afraid now of it coming out that they lured him to the house specifically so that he could get in a fight with the person who ended up doing this to him? That he knew this person less than the other ones? Grandparent, elder. They lured him to the house so that he could get in a fight. Someone that he knew well lured him to the house because they had something set up for him with someone that he knew less than how he knew the other person. So this could be like parent-child. This could be coworker and someone that I'm not as close with. Is it fair to say that what this is saying is he was lured to the house so that by someone he was closer with, so that someone he was less close with could cause some problems? Is that fair to say? Spouse, partner in reverse, and it was not my partner. Please remember, this is an energy reading. It's all alleged, my opinion, not fact. I'm going to hop back on a little bit later or something maybe, but I'm done for now. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, everyone. Where's my mouse? My mouse is not working. Okay.